That great book by George Frank, Adventures in Wood Finishing. I read that story where they did an entire bank interior and it wasn't dark enough, so he got this brainstorm to put wet towels under all the doors and open vats of ammonia over the long weekend or whatever, and it was perfect. And anyway, yeah. So, but it does work. Now the trouble is, if you want to do that with the true fuming that they use, you have to do it with the fumes alone. Now the advantage of that is it's pretty cool because it gets everywhere. Like it gets underneath the rails, in the back of things. When we did it one time, we made a cabinet on a stand, and the stand had a little groove that ran around the rails to put buttons on to fasten the top cabinet on, and it got in the button groove beautifully. It was just uniform everywhere, so it's really nice in that way. But the fuss, you got to make a tent out of polyethylene that is really leak-proof. And the ammonia you can use for that, this is getting a little rarer and harder to get, but in the old diazo process that they used to use to make blueprints or white prints, all of Island Blueprint and Anzo and all those places used ammonia as part of the curing process in the treatment of that development. So ammonium hydroxide they would sell, and that's where this one came from. When you use that though, like if I was to open that lid and get a whiff of it, it just lays you flat. So you want to use the special respirators. Cartridges that you get at the safety supply place that are green, they're ammonia fume cartridges. And again, just don't do it, handle it outside as much as you can. You want good ventilation. Do really hard on the eyes. You want to have some tight sealing goggles as well, because I went the first time and I was all geared up with my respirator, and it just hit me in the eyes and just like instantly blinds you. It's real miserable stuff to work with. Having said that though, the other method that you can use is just use good old household ammonia, again, from the same Island Thrifties that the borax came from. And this stuff is a bit stinky, but it's not too bad. And we'll just, do a little bit of that on our Tammany friends here, the oak. I always do an experiment every year where I just take the leftover sponge and I put it in a Ziploc bag with some little samples. That works.
Full strength.
Yeah, oh yeah, because I mean that's the stuff that they're selling as just household ammonia.
Right.
I would imagine it in strength is. Well, not really. I mean, I know some bleaches, the first step of the process is to put on a ammonia-based stuff, but this one, I don't think so. It's darkened everything I've put on. Yeah. So that's sort of as much as I had to show you. I think one other thing I had written down to not forget to tell you was most of these are water-based or they're very corrosive, one or the other. So you notice that all tonight I used styrofoam or glass or whatever. Styrofoam's probably not the best either, but little plastic cottage cheese or yogurt containers, they're great. Glass is good, but don't use metal because it just corrodes it like crazy. Even some of these ones with the metal tops, I've seen rust on the inside, especially that